Hello there guys, you have joined me in Rugby League Live 3 mid-game pre-season, the Warrington Wolves versus the Castleford Tigers. There's so many reasons why I picked this game. Right, there are three main ones. One, because this is a game that has filled my life and taken over my life because of my love for the sport of rugby league. You know, I play it in real life with real other people, you know, not just on here. You know, and I honestly believe it is the best game, like sport in the world. And I firmly believe that because it's so fast paced, it's so hard hitting, and it's different to most sports. And this game has taken up so much of my time. I spent hours on it. I've got a character that I've created who I've been more invested into how his career has progressed in my own personal work life. You know, but that's because my work life is less interesting and quite dull. But the fact that this game incorporates everything I've ever wanted to do, and that's win the Super League, win the NRL, win the Dally M, win the Man of Steel. You know, if you don't know rugby league, those words mean nothing to you. Oh, Big Roy! Oh, what an offload! Yeah, that means nothing to you, and I understand that. But this is my childhood dreams being immortalized on the PlayStation, which really shouldn't be surprised because that's pretty much all we play PlayStation for, to escape the real world. But oh, you prick! You know, the second reason I played this is because rugby seems to have lost a lot of rugbiness. You know, rugby isn't a beat 'em up, a smash 'em up, it's an evasion game. You know, you're trying to avoid getting punched. You're trying to avoid the hard hits of the other team. You're trying to avoid the overall smash mouth game. You know, one thing I will have to mention is that this is a 2015 game being played in 2018. If you're wondering why the Warrington shirt is slightly different to the Castleford shirt, then it's because I made the Warrington shirt myself. It's not a very good representation of the current Warrington shirt because, well, I made it. It's not official. The sponsor's different. All of it's different. But essentially, I'm quite proud of it. It didn't take me very long. But I like rugby as a sport. You know, in terms of the rugby union versus rugby league debate, you know, the publicity around rugby union is so high recently because of the recent rejuvenation, should we call it, of the England national team. And you know, there's nothing wrong with rugby union. I think it's better than most sports. I can happily watch rugby union. You know, I do just think that flattened. League is better. I'm sorry, having played both versions of the game and sevens as well. Sorry, not sevens, nines as well. I just prefer League, and I'm sorry if that upsets people. I mean, by sorry, I mean I'm sorry that you don't agree with me, but you can't disagree with my opinion. Fuck off. Fuck off. Okay, that was a bit of a glitch, but we'll go with Ryan Atkins scores. But another reason I decided to do this video is because, all in all, I think rugby itself should be remembered for being rugby. you know, the people that play rugby, the people that watch rugby, you know, I've been in rugby stadiums where you can sit with members of the other team's fans and share a pint. You don't do that in football. To be honest, you don't really do. There's that great quote in rugby, you know, you spend 90 minutes in football pretending you're hurt and 80 minutes in rugby pretending you're not. You know, being a hard nut crazy bastard does not make you, you know, make rugby the best sport, but the fact that I've been on a rugby pitch with people and, you know, the token gesture in, don't give the fucking prick, in football where you shake their hand and, you know, all is, you know, nothing's forgiven. I've been on a rugby pitch and some guy, you know, tried laying into me and I smashed the crap out of him, and we shook hands in a day and we had a pint at the end. I'm not saying that doesn't happen in football, don't get me wrong, I'm not. I think it probably does happen in football, just never when I played. Ever, actually, when I played. Like, I barely had pints for my own team, but, you know, that's beside the point. I also think that rugby's such a gentleman's sport. You know, it's... Cameron Brown's got insane strength in this game. I'm not complaining again. Oh, fland. Oh, hi. We'll take that. But it's such a gentleman's game compared to some sports. I'm not going to name any sports. Oh, he's in. He's actually genuinely sweet. Let's get the video up again. I'll let you guys be the judge of this one. Do I score? Yes, I do. You know, it's such a strong game that First Utility no longer sponsor the Super League. It's now sponsored by Betfred. Not sure if I'll get done for that, but who knows? You know, it's also not the Sky Sports thing saying that Sky Tri Rugby League, that initiative is finished. So basically none of this is accurate. I'm not even 100% convinced that the referee is still sponsored by Specsavers. I think they are. That might be accurate. But the thing that, another reason I've done this is I'm currently doing an experiment, a physical body on the line experiment where playing both Rugby League and Rugby Union is possible in 1 year. You can play them both. Obviously, Rugby Union being a winter sport and Rugby League being a summer sport. Don't ask me why that's possible, but it is. I want to see what it takes to physically bring both and compare them firsthand, and to have that kind of realization in front of me and see it, and having played them both as already, I've never done it in the same year ever, which in a way is kind of sad, the fact that, but that's a story for a different time. Come on, Chris Hill. Yeah, skipper scores. Off the kickoff, fucking hell. This isn't on the hardest difficulty, I'm not gonna lie. I found it quite hard to play this and talk. But the one thing I want to stress above all else is, at the end of the day, it's a game of rugby. And I understand not everyone likes rugby. I get that. You know, it's not for everyone. I'm not going to try and force rugby down your throats. If you don't like rugby, you know, I'm not going to dislike you or anything like that, because it's not, if it's not for you, it's not for you. I just, it's just such a fun game to play, and I've enjoyed playing it, and I've enjoyed recording half of this game when I've won 18-0. You know, boom. I've enjoyed having rugby in my life, and to have it and be completely okay with it just makes me feel good, and that's what my stuff is all about. Yes, some of my streams I will swear and I'll shout and I'll scream, but most of them I'm having a laugh with my mates. Sometimes they bore me, but you know, they're my mates. They're meant to bore me. And there's nothing funny about this video. There's nothing but political or screaming at you to watch this video. I just enjoy it. I mean, I enjoy playing this game. I enjoy watch. Oh, 124 now, not 18 now. I'm really, really glad I paid attention to that scoreline. This is a video for me to express myself, and soon I'll have when? I have no idea what just happened. I'll do that because no idea what's going on. I believe that this game has everything. That doesn't help. It's very, very poor in the sense of gameplay. Okay, I'm not trying to. They can wear their normal shit. As you saw in the last game, the sidestepping is ridiculous. The tackling dynamics is all wrong. It's not aesthetically the best of games. It's not going to change the world in terms of gameplay, but what it will do and what it has done for me is got me to immerse myself into rugby, playing rugby. I've played rugby 18. It was a bit of a slugfest. It was very tap this button, tap that button, tap this button, minigame, 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 minigame. That's not rugby. I mean, as a game on the shelf, would I recommend it to a friend? Only if they like rugby and like sports games in general. I mean, I'm not the best at hockey fan, or the biggest hockey fan, or the biggest American football fan. I'm a sports fan, and I'll happily play those games. I would, if they're good enough. If you're gonna hang up on the aesthetics and how a game plays, then don't buy this game. I don't mean that in a nasty way. I'm sorry if that sounds counterproductive, but I pressed pass there and he held on to it. See, I'm flashing. That was me trying to pass it, and you know, you can't really use quick hands, and you know, I'm running in the direction I want to go. It's pretty much as far as it goes. Cut out pass. It should be flat. Yeah, it didn't cut anyone out. That's cut out pass, and it was high and floaty. Oh, and Tom Lyman's going to score anyway. Sweet. No, he's not. Never mind. Disregard. You know, it's very jumpy as well. You know, see, that doesn't make sense. The physics are defied, but there's a very severe lack of tactics. Sincere lack of tactics as well, and that was fuck awful. But again, it's not about, you know, if I'm playing a shooter, I want the gun to work. If I'm playing rugby, I want to feel like I'm playing rugby. If I'm playing football, I want it to feel like I'm playing football. You know, if I'm playing a game like a battle royale kind of game where last man standing, I want to know where the best hiding places are so I can at least survive enough, because I'm not a good shooter. If I'm playing a game like Crash Bandicoot or an arcadey style game like that, it's all about the aesthetics with that. You know, I don't care. I just want to feel like I'm a little Bandicoot playing in freaking Space Bar, from what I remember of Crash Bandicoot, or Apes Odyssey, or You know, I want those sort of games to. And I'm not being funny, right? I've scored a fair few tries now, but every single one of them seems to be going. And the fact I've scored before the video ref gives it is a bit of another glitch. Plus, the kicking sort of mini game is pretty poor. Let's be honest. But again, it's not about that. If that's the sort of game you're after, you're better off looking elsewhere. But at the same time, this game has got all the correct sort of licensing it needs. It's got all the sort of right boxes. It does most of the internationals that you need. The big ones, the Australia, the New Zealand, the England. They're pretty much the only 3 countries that matter in this sport, unfortunately. I think there are other countries that play it, but they're not licensed. A lot of the other countries are part-timers or this, that and the other, but they are passionate about what they do. See, that's just nonsense. I'm sorry, but it is. That's a shocking pass. But again, it does what it says on the tin. It's a game of rugby league. And I've actually played this with a friend. And I've played it with... I've done a season or so. And the enjoyment level goes up with someone else, Like most games I play do, you have a friend with you, it goes better. And the most important thing, and I cannot stress this enough, is that this reminds me that rugby is just rugby. I can turn this into a union game if I wanted. I can easily make it a shooter. What am I talking about? Nonsense. I can easily turn it into a game of 7s or a game of 9s, and play with that sort of mentality, and not care if it's league or if it's union or if it's, because the commentary on this is so far-fetched. It's like nonsense. You could catch a ball and get tackled and touched, and the commentator will go, "Does anyone want to remind this guy of the silence?" See, I passed it left and it went right. He's just not there. But that's my point. It's not going to win any awards. It's not going to win any form of sophistication, but it is a game I enjoy playing. And is it a dirty secret? I don't think so, because I've never been shy about admitting I like rugby league. But at the same time, and I mean this wholeheartedly, it is a game that has still, 3 years later, I enjoy playing in. I'm sure we all have that game where 3 years after you've bought it, you're still enjoying it. A lot of us, it'll be GTA, because that game's still going strong, because of the constant updates they're doing on it. But you think about a sports franchise game that hasn't renewed itself every single year. It's a small company that makes it. It's a small Australian firm that makes it. And for the resources they have available, I genuinely take my hat off. And like I said, to have a sport franchise that doesn't refresh itself every single year, to be in that kind of market where you have all the new Maddens, you have the new NHL, the NBA, the FIFAs, the wrestling, any goddamn sport of any notoriety, even rugby has a fair few installments. Notoriety, that's the word I'm looking for. But to have it and have sustainability, and I understand maybe the fact I enjoy rugby league so much is why I have lasted with this game and stuck with this game and persevered with this game. That could well be why. But at the same time, I can't see that being a problem. It could well be my opinion. It probably is. But at the same time, this video was made, and this channel is made to show you guys who I am on a console. And I could not have done a video about this. And it links into what I'm doing in my private life in terms of playing both League and Union, and kind of finding out the true differences between the men and women who play them, and what takes everyone to get involved into rugby. That's Incepted, and he's gone. And rugby is a game for many. This is a game for the people. When it first came into fruition, it was mainly people who had no money, who wanted to do stuff. There's a great documentary on a certain free English broadcasting channel that I'm not allowed to say, that really showed me a lot about both codes, but I'm not allowed to plug that. I've already been told off. I'm not allowed to plug that. I'm not allowed to plug it. But that inspired me to write and figure out what's going on with this sport that I have held dear to me since I was a teenager. And I'm not going to say how long ago that was, because it makes me feel old. It might have been 2 years for all you guys know. That's how fast the world's moving. Dun dun dun. But no, I think rugby is rugby. That is my official view on it. And my opinion, League is the best. And essentially, this has been a video of me showing you that League is the best. Thank you so very much for watching. Please leave your comments and your likes, and in your comments, if you want to tell me what you want me to show next, that will be where I'll be heading. It will probably be a shooter. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, there's a couple of games coming out I'm gonna be involved with. Oh, what a pass. And a lot of videos will be going up about Red Dead 2 and a bit of Overkill's The Walking Dead. We might even have a few more GTA streams, a bit more Rocket League streams, and of the sort. But definitely keep interested, and I will definitely pay attention to what you guys write. If you don't like it, let me know. Just, you know, be a bit civil about it. If you think it's crap, just say it, mate, it's a shit video. Maybe you should have done this. Constructive. Make it constructive, shall we? But yeah. Why is Chris Hill punting the fucking footy? But yeah. Please, 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 please. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you want to be done. And your will should be done. Have it, you prick. Cheers, guys.